Hello, theme park enthusiasts, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. We are going to continue today with my park that isn't a park here in Graves Point. Right now, I'm just putting in a nice gas station that I found on the workshop. I want a gas station here, and I feel like this one will be perfect for what I'm wanting, so I'm going to put it in. All right. There we go. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and edit a little bit here. We aren't going to have these trees here and such. They're not the right trees for this area. We will leave the flower bed, I think, in place. I mean, it's a nice touch that this place has, and I'm willing to accept it. It's got the Shell logo. You know, this is supposed to be a real functioning town, so Shell is as good of a gas station for it as is any other. I'm okay with it being Shell, so we'll go with that. I got no problem with it. Um, we do have these entrances off this side, and so that's not exactly where I wanted them, but it'll be alright. We'll make that work. Now, once again, this town isn't going to be functioning per se, so I don't need to worry about making it function in that aspect. I don't need to worry about guests being able to walk through it and such. I'm just trying to get the things on the map that I'm wanting. So, let's see here. We put this right up against here. Perfect. And I'm not sure that's the walkway we have. We'll have to change the walkway up probably, but that's alright. We're gonna probably have a stop sign there, I think. I think we're only gonna have stop lights. Yeah, I think we'll only have stop lights maybe at the corners of the map. I don't know. We'll see on that. I'm not exactly sure how I want to go on that yet. But for here, for right now, we'll have this. And then we're going to move one down here. Problem being, I'm going to have to deal with this terrain first. Alright. There we go. Now let's get this. And have it go up this way. Perfect. Alright, so we got the road that way, which is what I wanted. We need to connect power here, just so we have power. Create custom, there we go. They actually have stuff inside here, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Need some ground in here for one though. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I don't like that look for it. Undo that piece. Let's go with some tile instead. Yeah, let's go with tile. That is not tile. Looks like it's contained within the building, which is exactly what I wanted. That'll work perfectly. There we go. Alright. So that's taken care of. So we basically need an electrical situation over here. Alright, so let's go here. Let's go just to electrical. And we need a power distributor. There we go. That was not what I wanted. Now with the actual parks I'm going to design most of the stuff myself. I think there are going to be certain things that I will take from other creators off the workshop and such, but for the most part, those I think I'm going to build for them just off my own ideas. This, on the other hand, is a little bit different because I know how the town should look overall. I'm not caring so much about the little details. Like how this is gonna function and such. Let's see here. Oh, we got way over here still too. You know what? Let's put solar panels right over here for now. Alright, this is capacity of 120, this is 300. Good enough for now. Just want it way out here, out of the way. We will deal with that later as need be. There we go. That way that can all light up as it wants to, everything of that nature. Perfect. Looks nice. Moving on to our next thing that we have here. And next thing next to it here is going to be a Walmart. So not an overly giant Walmart by any means, but a fairly decent sized Walmart. Preferably non-floating Walmarts, always better. Let's just go head back and replace that. But yeah, we want a Walmart here. Um, because that's where people are going to get their items from at the place. Got the trucks delivering there. Don't have a compactor back here. Sort of interesting. Have some trash cans on the side. I guess that's alright. Not sure why that cart would be there, but alright. It is what it is. Alright. There we go. Get that in place. I'm actually pretty happy about that location for it. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that's supposed to be a shopping cart. Yeah, we're just going to delete that. That doesn't really work there. All right, so we've got that. We're going to have to put in some asphalt here, definitely. Are these separate from everything else by chance? Yes, they are. Perfect. That is exactly what I'm looking for. All right. Let me go ahead and use the stamping tool here. We're going to do asphalt in black. And we want the largest size. Now again, would this be a Walmart? I'm not sure it would be. Oh, that's not actually working there. Don't like that. Don't lose the entrance path there. So we'll have to do that separate. This path I don't mind losing. That, yeah, gonna have to do a little bit of work there to get my pathing the way I want it. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do this last bit separate. That's okay. Oh, I still need to do this part over here too, which is my bad. Perfect. Let's go ahead here. Alright, that should be good there. Let's do angle snap again. Yeah, not sure why the angle snap didn't really angle snap, because that's definitely not 90 degrees from where it was supposed to be. Nor is that. So that's a bit odd, but we'll make it work. Alright, that's good for now there. Let's get the terrain brush again and really just sort of level off all of this area. Alright, now we'll come back over here. Can't do that one or that one. Nah, I can't really do that one either. Alright, so we got those. Now let's switch it down to this size piece. There we go. Can't do that piece. Can't do that piece. Just have to keep jumping back and forth here and doing the best I can with it. There we go. It's as good as I'm going to get it there, I think. Gonna have to leave it like that, I think, but that'll be alright. Alright, now let's go ahead and move these a bit down. Like so. Actually, let's undo those. Let's take these, move them away from the building and down by the road. Like there. Lines are not exactly appropriate, but they're good enough. Let's get this one. There we go. Then we need a stamper. Yeah, we're gonna have like a step in there, I think that'll work. Alright, so now we can move these according to where the sidewalks are going to be. There we go. There we go. And as I said, I mean, these are not perfect by any means, but you know what? They will work. Just to give us some semblance of a parking lot going on there. Perfect. Alright. Now on this side, we are going to need a parking lot as well. And we are going to put the dock in over there. Let me take this piece. Let's go here. Let's go there. I didn't want that snap distance. Let's go there. Then let's go angle snap. There we go. Did not work the way I had hoped. Alright. Gonna just have to do this one this way. I wish it would just stay there. That would make me happy. Alright, let's go ahead and we're gonna put one basically here. Let's go ahead and line up the light posts. So it looks like they're just double light posts. Because this area is going to be the big highlight of the town in a way. It's going to be people coming to go to the lake, even though we don't have a lake over there. That is sort of the intention, is that it's all centered around this lake over here. So would want them to have plenty of parking, everything of that nature. I think we'll do one more. And yes, I know they're off center right now. Gonna have to straighten it all up. Alright. First, let's get the terrain tool here. So that's taken care of that way. That should get me all of it. Perfect. For one, I want it moved sort of centered here between the two roads. So maybe about there. There we go. Now let's turn it slightly. Yeah, I think that works out nicely. I do think, though, I should have spread them out instead of having them overlapping the way I did. All right. Yeah, let's put some spacing between them. Let's put that one there. There we go. Actually, you know what? Let's put it just about there. Just about there. No, we'll worry about those here in a minute. Terrain tool again. sure we're all level there. Perfect. Now let's take this piece. Let's go. That was not what we wanted. Actually, you know what? Let's do this piece first. There we go. Let's go back one. Hate when I grab things wrong on this one. It's one thing that I wish is that they didn't have it where you could go in multiple directions at the same time. It's not what I'm wanting. I just want to go in one direction. Make sure we're lined up here. All right. Perfect there. And we won't get to the docks in this episode. We'll get to the docks in the next episode. But definitely happy with what we've gotten done here so far. Now let's see if I can get away with this or not. Not sure if I'll be able to make this work. You know what? I don't like that. Because then it seems like you can access from the road, and I really don't want them accessing from the road. Alright, so we need to do a little bit of work here. Let's edit the scenery. Just get these roadways proper. There we go on that. Perfect. We will need to add in some stoplights, I've decided, in that area, as in this area over here as well. Did not realize we've got this gap that forms here. Not what I wanted. The nice thing is we can just cover it up. Oh no, we can't. Not that way. That's unfortunate. There we go. Not exactly perfect, but reasonable. Enough so that people won't notice. Alright, let's edit this. Does take a little bit of time to make it what I want exactly, but I feel like in the end it's worth it. Alright. So as I said, in the next episode we will continue on from here. We'll put in the traffic lights and really work on just customizing a dock the way that I want it. So that's going to be the primary focus of the next episode. It's going to take us a little bit of time, but that's all right. Willing to work for it. All right, come on. Let me have the piece I want. There we go. All right. We'll have this way. And we're going to have to add in some sidewalks and such as well. We'll figure all that out in the next episode. Right now, I just want to get the parking lot done here for this side, and we got the gas station and such already done. So, very pleased with the progress. Fine. Let's get an air piece to stretch that little distance. There we go. Perfect. Really? There we go. Alright. Move this one back. That's good to go. Like this. I want to move, say, about there. Move this slightly that way. Yeah, I'd say that's fairly even. That should be good. Let's make sure it didn't mess up any of the roads in any way. It did over here, so I've got to deal with that. Yeah, I've got to deal with it all the way around the outside. Great. The interior pieces are fine. It's just around the outside that I've got to work on a lot more. Alright. I just realized I don't have to worry that much about getting right up to the edge because I still have to put in sidewalks. So never mind. Alright. Let's just go ahead and get it roughly close. And that actually is pretty dang good all the way along here. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with that, but as I said, we still got to put in the sidewalks. So that's going to take care of that. And then we're going to move these actually upwards some so that way the sidewalks fit in appropriately. We'll do the sidewalks in the next episode, so not going to do those right now. Just wanting to get the asphalt in as best I can for now. As I said, sidewalks are going to be on all the sides, so not going to have to worry about it too much. I want Grays Point to definitely be sort of a walking community where people feel comfortable just riding their bikes, walking, which makes the things that happen there just that much more sinister in a way. That's my thought on it. Not going to worry about that little edge because that little edge will be taken care of in the next episode with the sidewalks. Alright, pretty well done there. And that's the view I want to end with here. So, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and end this episode for now. If you enjoyed what I did in the episode, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, be aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all back for more of Planet Coaster 2 and of Graves Point.